All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something that can seem a little intimidating, starting to learn German. We're going to break down that journey, all the way from your very first hello to actually finding your way around a brand new city. So, what does it actually take to learn a language from scratch? It can feel like you're staring up at this giant mountain, but really, it's all about just laying one brick at a time. And this Explainer, well, it's your roadmap for those first foundational bricks. We're going to show you exactly what that path looks like. Okay, so let's dive right in. Every single conversation, no matter what, starts with a simple greeting, right? It's like a handshake. And learning a language is exactly the same. Your first words are basically your verbal handshake. Now, that starting point actually has an official name, A1. Just think of it as level 1. The goal here isn't to become fluent overnight. Nope. It's all about building a really solid foundation with those super essential everyday phrases you need to survive and connect with people on a basic level. And here they are, the very first bricks in that foundation. These are the words you're going to hear and use all the time. Simple stuff like hello or the slightly more formal guten Tag. And notice, there are already two ways to say goodbye. The casual tschüss for friends and the more buttoned up auf Wiedersehen. That's actually a little hint at something really important we're about to get into. Let's keep building. So you've said hello, what's next? Well, you start to share a little bit about who you are. This is that moment where you go from just listening to actually being a part of the conversation. And that brings us to something that is right at the heart of German culture. From day one, you learn this crucial difference between Sie for formal situations and Du for informal ones. It's all about respect, and knowing which one to use is a huge skill you pick up right at the beginning. Now, to build sentences, you need your main characters, right? These are your pronouns. You've got ich for I, for he, sie for she, and there it is again, see? That big distinction between the informal du and the formal sie. Think of these as the cast of characters for all the little stories you're about to tell. And with those pronouns in your pocket, you can now follow this super simple recipe to introduce yourself. It's basically a formula. Ich heiße, and then your name. Ich komme aus, your country. Ich wohne in, your city. And ich bin, your job. Ich bin Studentin. Ich bin Ingenieur. And just like that, you can share who you are. Okay, great. You've introduced yourself. Now what? Well, now it's time to start talking about your world. The things around you, the stuff you do for fun, and the place you call home. And this brings us to one of the most famous, or maybe infamous parts of learning German, grammatical gender. Every single noun has a gender. So, for example, der Stuhl, the chair, is masculine. You learn pretty quickly not to ask why, you just learn that it is. Then you've got your feminine nouns, and they use the article die, so it's die Lampe for the lamp. A lot of learners use little tricks like associating colors with the genders to help them stick. It actually works. And finally, we have the third gender, neuter, which uses das. So, das Buch, the book. You have der, die, and das. Honestly, this is a core challenge of A1, but once you start just learning the nouns with their articles, it starts to feel second nature. But here's where you get a really cool aha moment. German is kind of like building with Legos. You can just snap words together to make brand new, longer words. Take Wohnung for apartment and Suche for search, stick them together, and you get die Wohnungssuche, the apartment search. How cool is that? It's so logical. And what's so great about all this is that it's not just abstract grammar, it's vocabulary you can use to talk about your actual life. The verbs you learn at the A1 level are immediately useful for all the things you probably love to do, from cooking and traveling to playing football. All right, let's take these new skills we've been talking about, step out of the house, and hit the streets. How do you actually use this beginner German to find your way around a city like Hamburg or Berlin? This is where grammar becomes incredibly practical. You learn the command form of verbs. So, gehen Sie geradeaus means go straight ahead. Then you can just tack on dann links for then left or dann rechts for then right. It's a really simple, direct way to give directions and to understand them. You also pick up all the vocabulary for getting around town. So whether you want to go zu Fuß, on foot, or you need to catch the U-Bahn, the subway, you'll have the words you need to talk about your journey. And this phrase, this one right here, is your magic key. Entschuldigung, wo finde ich? Excuse me, where can I find? With this one sentence, you can find the train station, the Bahnhof, a museum, a restaurant. It literally unlocks the entire city for you.
So after all these first steps, after laying all these foundational bricks, what can you actually do? What does your A1 German toolkit look like out there in the real world?
Well, it's actually surprisingly powerful. You can handle the basics of a conversation, introduce yourself, talk about your life and hobbies, order a coffee, buy a train ticket, and ask for help when you're lost. It's not about having deep philosophical debates just yet. It's about being able to connect, to navigate, and to function in a new place.
And you know, what you've really done is you've opened a new window. It's more than just a skill. It's a whole new lens to see another culture through, a new way to understand the world. Every new word you learn is like a new color in that view.
And that brings us right back to the very beginning. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Well, learning a language starts with a single word. So I'll leave you with this question. What's the first word you would want to learn? Thanks for watching.